Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, where this week we'll be making a Deku shield from The Legend of Zelda. I thought I'd tell you guys a little bit about what I'm going to do before we get to the video. I'm even decorating my workspace because I'm hilariously fun and festive, though this step is optional. Now, I've made Deku shields before that look something like this. Just let me quickly knock on it to make sure it's real. Wonderful. There's nothing wrong with this shield. The carvings aren't so bad, and I like the proportion, but I think we can do better. Judging by the shield's deep brown wood color and wood-like texture, we can conclude that the shield is in fact wooden. What kind of wood, who knows, but here we've got a lovely piece of mahogany that we got from my friend Blake. Shout out to my friend Blake. Now, mahogany is a pretty dense wood that's not too fond of carving, so while this might be slightly more color to game accurate, let's opt for something a bit more manageable, more accessible. I'm thinking pine. As you can see, I've got some pine here that I've very strategically and not at all on purpose left in the rain during last week's storms, so it's accrued some water damage, but I kinda like the texture it adds, so let's keep it. Pine is a pretty soft, lightweight wood, which makes it ideal for carving. It's also one of the most common. In fact, if you've got a wooden fence right now, it's probably made of this stuff, and if not, you can buy it at your local hardware store for around $1 a plank. If you've got a vendetta against pine, or it just looked at you funny, that's okay. You can literally use any wood ever. Just be aware that not all woods carve the same, and be sure that whatever wood you do pick, to keep it around 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. We'll be carving just a few millimeters deep, so any thicker and you'll be left with something bulky and heavy, and not very proportionate. Something looking more like a hunk of wood than a shield. A lot like this. But that's okay, creating is about learning, and speaking of carving, let's move on to tools. I'll be using these very inexpensive hand carvers that I picked up from the local craft store for less than $15 and a rubber mallet. We'll start by tracing around the edges of our design with a flat carver, so our lines that we'll be running have a starting and stopping point. If you're new to carving, this would be a great first project because of its simple, long, and straight lines that are very easy to follow. We won't be cutting these planks just yet because it's easier to carve straight lines on something that has a flat top and a flat bottom. Once we have all 4 planks carved out, we're going to cut the top and the bottoms of our planks, but not the sides. We'll leave these until after our glue is set because they taper inwards and we want our vice grip to have something flat to apply pressure to. Speaking of gluing, don't forget to sand down the edges between your planks because your strategic methodical water damage might have left them a little uneven, and we don't want any gaps when we're gluing. Next, we'll apply a thick stain to the wood. I won't be sanding it down too much beforehand because, like I said, I like the texture. Then we'll use some cheap acrylic to paint our design. We're doing this second so we can cover up any potentially overspilled stain we get onto our design. Then we're going to take a rasp and sandpaper and weather the edges to give them that faded look they have in the game. This will also help to remove some of that stain in the areas for a better contrast. Finally, we'll add some leather straps to the back with some brass ornamentation. I think it'll be a nice touch. We'll oil the whole thing and we'll have a shield worthy of defending at least Kakariko Village. Kakariko Village. Kakarot. Carrot cake. Let's get started.
So much fun, so now how could we both forget? Telling each other we're the one. We would make love at the drop of a hat. Remember that? Yeah. I remember you and me, close as any two can be. Now we're strangers in the night, awkward and uptight. Oh baby, do you wanna make it better? Stay together. Hey, if you do, then let's please make some new memories. When you take somebody for your own, at the hotel motel. Though we got a room at home, go to a place that we don't know so well. It'd be nice, add a little spice, try some new seduction. Show each other how, give each other new instructions on what makes us feel good now. I just wanna make you feel good now.